YouTube. How's it going, guys? You good? So, guys, this one, a little bit excited. I've kind of treated myself. A few days ago, it was my birthday. I know, I look tremendous for 43. I know. Steady on, ladies. Steady on. Arm down. Yes, I'm single. Anyways, guys, you know how I love to modify things, customize stuff, mess about with electronics, and you know I have a personal war against warranties. Well, to future that war, I have, for my birthday, now I ordered all this stuff, I bought it, so I know what I spent, but I was given some money for my birthday, so I've spent some of that on that. So those of you that did that, I appreciate you, and you know who you are. Thank you. Anyways, getting back into the point. Essentially, to improve my war against warranties, in this box, I ordered myself essentially sort of like a budget sort of hot air soldering station, pretty much ready to go, because I've got a couple of projects that I want to get on with you guys, especially with that controller. So we're going to go through what I've got here. I'm not going to be testing any of these products today, but we're going to open up the box, we're going to set them up on the desk, we're going to have the whole area set up, and then obviously I'll go into more individual videos for some of the products on how good they are. But I will leave a link to the products down below, and you'll be able to see what I've collectively got. I spent about 160 quid, about 160 pounds, so about $200 all in all, to kind of set me up. I'll go through why I've got the stuff that I've got. We're gonna have a look in the boxes, see what I got, set it all up, and we're gonna set it up on the desk, make sure that everything actually fits where it's supposed to fit, so that I can use it, and then we'll talk about how. What I've got, and whether I feel it's worth it, whether the quality of the products feel nice. Again, like I said, I need to sort out power and stuff to that end of the desk, but hopefully everything fits where it's supposed to fit. So yeah, without further ado, shall we see what's in the box? Yeah. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, share. Right, okay guys, so first up we've got these just black silicone mat. It's nothing special. I got a pair of them for $6.99. They're not super thick or anything. I literally just got this as a barrier to put underneath the unit, just to kind of protect the desk a little bit. So that's first up. There's not much to talk about. It's just a black silicone mat. Next up, this is a lamp, I believe. Yes. So this is like a desk lamp. What do you get in the box with this thing? It has a desk clamp here, which is super handy, because that's going to make life a lot easier when it comes to mounting the thing. But I think it does come with a base as well, so you can choose to whether you either have this, use this, I think. I'm not 100%, let's just double check. Some turtle death, always welcome. Loads more turtle death, you know how we love that turtle death. Another bit more turtle death, a bigger turtle this one. Let's get this plastic off this cable, shall we? There we go. You are now free, my friend. You are free. We must free all USB cables. Right, so we got USB cable and the lamp. The lamp is a magnifying glass as well as a lamp, so it's got different like color settings and different brightness, so that should be super handy. I see what I'm doing, lamp and stuff like, but it's got pretty decent magnification, just a bit like, so it should help us out. It might help me film some of those smaller bits, So this was what, £32 or something, I think. So let's get this thing together. What else is in the box? There's a brackety thing, so we'll get to that. Oh, and yeah, like I said, it comes with an Allen key, so that's obviously what you need. There is some destructions down there, and it does come with a base plate, which is quite nice. It's metal. It's got like a rubber base on it. It's got a bit of weight to it, so I can see that being pretty handy as a thing. I think I'm going to hook it up to the desk though. So let's see how this thing goes together quickly. But I believe that that is for, I'm going to say you unscrew that. Let me just double check that actually, quickly. This piece here, I think, is going to be for this bottom plate with the base plate. See this hole in the base plate here? I think you just literally put this on the top here and screw that in on underneath, so that'll hold that into place, and then this clamps onto the lamp. We're going to use a desk clamp, I think. So I'm going to leave that in there with that. And to prove my point, I'm going to just put this onto here. See that? Just slots in, and then you tighten that down, and then that lamp is good to go. So we'll see how that looks in place. So this should light the way. All right, next step, we have this little thing. I believe this is like a helping hand as such, like a stand that's to help hold things in place. Yeah, so it's got little rubber feet on the bottom here. I don't think this was expensive, like 15 quid or something. We've got little rubber feet on the bottom here, and I believe I'm guessing they just screw in. Right, so the end with the thumb screwy thing on it is for this. It's obviously so you can, you can alter its angle or whatever on the end there. So let me just get all these on. I mean, I'm sure something like this is not necessarily technically necessary, but for me, using like a hot station or something, being able to just gently hold something in place for myself, like, that's going to be super handy. So yeah, I'm kind of happy with that. It seems pretty sturdy, everything's screwed in. I can't see an issue with it. These seem decent clips. They don't feel like they're going to let go, so yeah, it's not bad. I think it was like £12 something or something. So next we'll just go through all the base stuff, and then we'll get to the main event. So next step is just literally some flux. It's just no clean flux paste. I don't ever expect them to not be clean and need cleaning, but hey ho. Comes with its little injector things and the plunger for that, and it also comes with some wick. So if you're looking to just get some for a small job, this does come with the wick, so that's super handy. I don't think it was very expensive, like maybe like, I can't remember, like 8 quid or something. I don't think it was very expensive at all, that's why I got it. Don't know whether the flux is going to be any good, but we'll find out in very soon future videos that I've literally been waiting for this stuff to show up. So that's the first step. A little extra wheel, some lead-free solder, just standard solder for just finishing off. We'll see how good that is. This stuff, a little bit more expensive, but it is a bigger roll of it, and to be honest, the low melt tin solder, not so easy to get your hands on, because obviously it's usually leaded in it. Low melt, but yeah, so we got ourselves some low melt solder just to make life a lot easier when it comes to taking stuff off, and sometimes when it comes to soldering stuff up, you know, if you've got some sensitive stuff that just requires you to go so far, then it's worth having. Now I got these purely because I think they were like a £5 for the pair, purely because I thought they might help me just make life easier at times, but really it's just solder suckers. They seem to have a decent suction, should do the job. I'm guessing they come in pairs because they get clogged up after a little bit of use, but you know, they were a £5 for a pair, so I'll probably use them. Next up, I've got the mat that I chose to get. I don't think it was expensive, like 23 quid or something. Wasn't super expensive. But it seems decent enough. It's good 4.5 mil thick or something, so it's got a bit of protection for me to be working on top of. And yeah, it seems a decent enough size. There she is. Like I said, it's a good like 4.5 mil thick, so it's not bad. You've got little pots for you to put screws in and stuff whilst you're working, but in general it's just having a nice, it's got a decent sized area for you to be working on. There's no stupid like shapes or anything that are just causing a problem. You can obviously use these for your screws and stuff, and it's just a handy thing for me to be able to whip out and throw back in the cupboard when I'm not using it, you know. So I'm super happy with that. Like I said, I think it was like 23 quid. So that seems to be pretty decent. So guys, on to the main event, where I spent most of my money in this endeavour of getting a soldering station on a somewhat of a budget. Now I will do a separate video on this, testing it and give a proper review on it, and you're going to see it show up in quite a few future videos and stuff. So look out for that. But this is the Preciva 902D the second. I did actually do a little bit of research when it comes down to this sort of stuff, like, and it seems like a pretty decent unit. Now don't get me wrong, I'm sure that there are going to be plenty of people that are like, oh, but Trip, there's so much better. But I mean, this is hobby level. I'm not looking to make a profession out of this. This is mostly so that I can destroy my warranty a little bit more efficiently. So anyway, you get some lead-free solder with it, which is nice. That's a nice little addition. What else we got in here? That is the soldering iron. We'll pop that out of the bag. What's that looking like? It looks alright. I don't know what a good soldering iron looks like, but it doesn't feel super cheap. That rattling's that. So we'll have a look, see how well that fits on in a second, how easy it is to fit together, and then we'll get it in its place. So what is this? This is obviously the soldering iron stand. Just rip off this turtle death right now. Right, so obviously you've got a spot for the stand, a little wipe off thing, which I'll probably fill with some wire wool or something, and then obviously there's a spot here for all the tips. These are the tips they give you with it, so you can see the kind of tips you're gonna get with this. Oh my god, what is this bag? World's strongest Sealy bag. Just gonna throw these tips on there. Surely they fit in there, right? Surely they must do. You're not supposed to throw them in that way around, surely not, no? They're not all gonna fit. Maybe that square one's not gonna fit. I don't know what that's for. I thought it was for that, but it's not. So we'll put them back in the little baggie. But you get a nice little selection. You've got some fine tips. We've got like nice rounded tip, and we've got that bladed tip, which is quite nice. So it does deliver you some options. So we'll pop them down there, and we'll put that in there. Surely it's going to stand in there, yep. This is obviously the bracket on the set that goes on the side for the hot air. Put that to one side for a second. They give you a nice little screwdriver. There's the hot air caps. A couple of different sizes. You've got square tip there, and a couple of different sizes on round. A couple of round ones, and there's a square tip there. What's in here? This is obviously the hot air gun. I've seen multiple of these, none of them necessarily look super fancy, but it feels solid. Like, it doesn't, like, none of this is loose, feels pretty solid. So we'll have a look at that in a future video, but it seems all right. This is constantly plugged into this thing. There is that. Don't know what that is. Just you can get extended warranty if you pay for it, probably. Right, so the final unit. It's not as heavy as I thought it was going to be, but I suppose it's just a heating unit. It's not going to be super heavy, but on the front here, you got pretty basic controls. Obviously this is the fan control. You've got temperature, this is the hot air side, and then obviously this is the soldering side. You've got the same heat temperatures on this. I think this is a 750 watt unit, goes up to 470 degrees or something. I think it said, that's what it said. But anyway, should we get this hot air station thing on the side here? That's obviously where it goes. There's that little screwdriver they gave me. Just guessing that just goes on there. Or that way. Yeah, that way. Alright, cool. Right, let's get this all in place, and then we'll talk about whether I think I've made the right decision or whether I think this stuff is worth it. Okay, let's go. So, what we saying, guys, what we saying? Spoiler, this is a couple of days later, but I've thrown the hoodie on for continuity. I had a couple of things that I needed to get done, plus then I was sick as a dog for a couple of days, and no one wants me with an extra sexy voice wheezing and coughing and spluttering on cam. So I've had to wait a moment, but I am super happy with this. This also showed up, which is just something that I spent very, very little money on. But it's kind of cool. We'll have a look at this on the channel. But yeah, little crocodile clips. They've got a magnet at the other end. I can then use it obviously on this. And the magnets have got some strength. So these will just help give me an extra little clippy thing. I have plugged in the main unit, the Preciva 902D the second. I have plugged it in. It does turn on and all that but I need to sort out cabling first before we test this thing. Plus I want to give me a couple of weeks before I do a review on the product. I want to have used it a few times for a few projects before I give you a proper review on it and tell you whether it's worth it, because £62 is £62 regardless of how you look at it. This light, hey look, you don't have to get it. The thing is, yeah, I spent 160 odd quid, maybe 165 with this tin thing, with this thing here. Do I think it's worth it? Yeah, for me, yes. Do you need to spend 160 odd quid to be set up? No. I think you could probably get away with the unit, this mat. You don't even necessarily need this helping hands thing, which I switched over, by the way. Once I put it in front of me, it made so much more sense having the shorter ones on the front. But you don't even need to have this sort of thing. So for what, 80 quid between the mat and the hot air station, you can have the basics. Because, I mean, the hot air station and stuff does come with a little bit of solder for you to work with straight away. But, you know, and you need to understand that 160 odd quid does include this. It includes the solder. This stuff wasn't the cheapest, but it's quite a decent sized roll of it, and it's nice to have some low melt. Obviously these solder suckers, they're not going to last forever, but they'll do a job. Tube of flux, everyone's going to need flux whilst they're soldering. This actual pack of flux comes with some wick, so I didn't have to get some more wick, but I will obviously in the future. I have moved things about, for example, for my solder tips, all I've done is got a shot glass, and there's a couple of magnets in there, which just keep them stood upright. So even though, yeah, if I grab all of them, the magnets come out, I can grab any one of them I want and just chuck it in there, and it's just gonna stay stood upright, which makes life so much easier when I'm using it. So, am I happy with this? Yeah, I am, yeah. Obviously this light here is literally doing some mood lighting right now. But yeah, this light, it's kind of a double-edged sword. because obviously it's going to be a light for any sort of working. With the magnifying glass on it, I'm probably going to use the magnifying glass more to get you guys close to the action rather than me using it looking through it, but you never know, I might use it. And you know, it's got 5 different color modes. One's very almost blue, and then there's like white, there's like a warm white, a warmer white, and like almost a yellow. And then you're back to that sort of blue white, and then more of a natural white is the second one down. And then there's like 5 different brightness settings, which is an advantage in itself, because I figured obviously I would move this to here, move this down when I'm using it. This is just its sort of more storage situation, but it's going to double as well, because I figured if I got this, it would also be able to double as, like, you know, a bit of a ring light, add a little bit of extra light from that corner of the room. If it's, you know, that time of the evening and I don't have any light from this side, I could just use this. So it does, there's reasons why I got this, but that is the main reason. Love having that light there. But this light was what, 32 quid? Comes with a stand if you don't want to use a desk mount, but as I said, when I'm using it, I'm probably just going to slide it down the desk and just tighten it on somewhere here. This is more of its storage position. I've got everything sort of set up. As I said, I haven't got everything plugged in at the moment. This is literally going through the monitor. Yeah, I haven't got everything plugged in at the moment, purely because now I know I'm in the UK and this is going to pain quite a lot of Americans when they hear this. But unlike your circuits, our circuits we don't have to worry quite so much about what we're loading into them. That being said, literally that corner, I've got a double socket in that corner. One side of that double socket has got a surge protected plug socket splitter thing on it, which is running both the PCs. The other side of that double socket goes to a surge protected extension lead, which is back there. Surge protection is a thing in the UK though, because of our circuits. So that goes to a surge protected extension lead back there, and literally everything on the desk is powered from that corner there. And the last thing I want to do is add another 750 watt unit into that plug socket. So what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to get an extension so I can run some sort of like semi-permanent thing on the wall back here, maybe some with switches, an extension lead, surge protected, maybe with individual switches, and I want to mount it to the wall just under the windowsill here, and I'll run it from that socket down in that corner, because then at least it spreads the load a little bit. But obviously everything stays surge protected, but yeah, we're completely loaded up here. But yeah, I'm super happy with everything. I think I've done all right for the money. I mean, obviously this is just surface value stuff. I get to see what this looks like, but we are going to be doing the modding on this thing first, mainly because I care less about the motherboard in here than I do anything else with the projects coming up. So I want to learn to solder on this put in our extra mods on this controller. So if you're interested in that video, the more extreme side of extreme rate products, shall we say. So we're going to be going clicky buttons, we're going to be going lock off triggers, and we're going to be going paddles, and we're going to be going Hall effect joysticks on that controller. So, and collectively, if everything works and it's all good, I will be able to say that I will have, because of the Hall effect joysticks, I will have better than Sony's idea of a pro controller for 100 quid. So you can't complain at that, can you? Anyways, guys, I'm super excited to start, like, you know, being a bit more professional about ruining my warranties. But anyways, guys, this is gonna be exciting. I'm gonna get to rip shit apart. Hopefully you'll stay along for the journey. If you like the video, like and subscribe. If you wanna see some videos on some of the products that I've got here, some review videos, checking them out. If you're interested in some of this stuff, like and subscribe to the channel, because most of these products are going to get an individual review on them. Yeah, I'm looking forward to ripping that controller apart. If you're curious, yes, the 5070 Ti modding and upgrade has been waiting for this solder station, because there's something I would rather be soldering during the mod than just like using like a cement or something. So that being said, I will see you in the next one, guys. Thanks for watching. Love you, bye. Like and subscribe. Thank you.